Hi, I'm Mark Tilley, and welcome back to Dirtbike Magazine's video series, The 22s, where we take you up close and personal with all the 2022 450cc motocross models available in the United States today. Today, we're getting our first chance to ride the 2022 Kawasaki KX450. Now you might be looking at this bike thinking, wow, it looks like the 2021. And you would be 100% correct. Kawasaki didn't change anything on this motorcycle except for maybe a little bit of styling differences on a sticker here and there. Other than that, the bike returns exactly like it came in 2021, which wasn't that far off of how it came in 2020. They did change the clutch last year, was the major thing, and then they went to a larger diameter handlebar with a little bit more flex in it. But other than that, no major changes last year either. That is not a bad thing. This bike, since it got a huge revamp in 2019 with a hydraulic clutch, different braking systems, all new frame, everything basically from the ground up. They have just been kind of making it a little bit better. And since 2019, it has won the Dirtbike Magazine 450 shootout. So you can't really blame them for not changing it. If you want a little bit more in-depth specs on this motorcycle, head over to dirtbikemagazine.com. We're not gonna talk about it anymore. We're gonna go ride it. So first day of testing here on the 2022 model of Kawasaki's KX450. No major surprises here. We did a lot of testing that we already knew what it would do. The bike likes to be ran sag in the rear, about 105 to 108 millimeters of sag, depending on what you want. We did run it up around 100, 99, 100, and it kind of, because the fork is a little bit soft, it kind of makes the bike want to knife a little bit and dive it in corners, give it kind of a stink buggy feel. So we already knew that, it was in our test last year, but just to reaffirm it, we do that. We like the adjustability of this motorcycle, and Kawasaki was one of the first manufacturers to give us two different mounting points for the handlebars, and then it gives you overall about 4 different options by just changing the mounting points. You can move them all the way forward, turn the clamps around backwards. Then also with the adjustable foot peg heights, we like this motorcycle because it does have the adjustability to fit a wide variety of riders. This bike is notoriously not the fastest bike. It's notoriously not the lightest motorcycle. It doesn't handle the best. It does everything well and doesn't do anything out of the ordinary. With that total package, it makes it one of the best bikes in the class. A couple things that I've noticed and I've changed on the bikes that I've tested over the last couple years. The FCP engine mounts really do make a big difference on this motorcycle, give it a little bit more rider comfort. The frame is a little bit more pliable. You can get to those inside lines. While working on the motorcycle, taking the air filter cover on and off, I have stripped out the lower bolt more times than I would like to admit, but you're threading a steel bolt into a aluminum subframe. That is something that I hope that Kawasaki will address in the future. The other thing that we've done a couple times is we've broken the upper pipe mount on the subframe a couple times. But other than that, no major problems with the motorcycle. But like I said before, that's stuff that we know about because we have had that problem in the past, and they are not saying that they changed anything for 2022. So we haven't had any of those problems on this motorcycle because it's our first day of testing. I personally have spent a lot of time on the KX model and the KX450X model, the off-road model, the last couple years doing races locally and on a national level. And a couple things that you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you have a high-grade synthetic oil in this bike. I run a little bit more oil than it says in the manual. just because usually when I'm riding it, I'm on it for 45 minutes or more. Other than that, just stuff to personalize the bike for me that I found. I've run the stock exhaust just about everywhere, whether I'm racing motocross or off-road. I did try both the Pro Circuit and FMF exhaust systems. Both did give power gains, a little bit different power gains, but they both did give power gains over the stock exhaust. Twisted Development had remapped the ECU and got a little bit more power out of it. Suspension-wise, Precision Concepts has done the suspension on the bikes that I've ridden on. They are the factory off-road team for Kawasaki. This is a great starting point for a motorcycle, and with the adjustability, it fits a lot of different riders and a lot of different riding styles. And that's the best part about the 450 class right now. It's kind of, any rider can adapt to any motorcycle, and they're all really, really close in performance, in handling, everything across the board. So there's really not a bad motorcycle in the bunch. Something to think about is we haven't seen a lot of 450s changing in 2022. It might be about time for stuff to change. So look for some stuff in 2023, maybe being a little bit different. If you want an in-depth test on this particular motorcycle, check out an upcoming issue of Dirtbike magazine. And for all the latest off-road and motocross industry news, head over to dirtbikemagazine.com. If you got a little bit more time on your hands and you want to check out some of the other 2022 450 motocross models that we've already tested, hit the video thumbnail now, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all of our latest video releases.